Hello and welcome to Castaway Gamer TV. Today we're going to be looking at the Better Than Always mod. And look at that, that's a light block. One of the many amazing things that this mod adds to Minecraft.
Wait, so what exactly does this mod do?
This mod, it was made in retaliation to Notch, like, you know how like 1.7.1 or whatever added wolves to Minecraft?
Yes.
And that was basically all the patch did. So this guy said, well, that sucks. I'm gonna do you one better, and he basically added like 6 gajillion things to Minecraft. So this is a detector block, and it will detect anything in front of it: animals, people, humans, things. So I thought, oh, this will be really useful. So I thought I'm gonna make a little trap for my thing, but it didn't really work because it wasn't.
It ends up killing you.
Yeah, I just blew up my house. So this is House Protector 2.0, and I just added a shitload more to it. And it works! So
it's like a motion sensor.
it is. It's basically a motion detector, and it can access anything. Now this is a cauldron, and what this cauldron does is it basically it's like a stove. Oh yeah, the fire's kind of getting out of control there.
Furnace.
Notch nerfed fire, I think, even more in the latest updates, but he hasn't yet. So I'm kind of firefighting, and but essentially what that cauldron does, it's like a stove, and you can put as many objects as you want into it, and it'll cook it all at the same time. So you know how with a stove, if you stack things, it'll continuously cook them. This will do anything. Like, you can put different types of items, you can stack them, you can leave them singles, you can use it to tan hides as well, as you'll see later on. So I've just right now successfully contained my exploding fire, and it wasn't the neatest of things. But what this cauldron does is you can put like a raw chicken or raw fish or whatever into it, and you can see how they're all spread out. And so if there's any kind of source of fire underneath it, it'll cook the first thing in the first block. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait. Okay. That's there it is. So it's a cooked fish, you see?
Yes.
So it'll just keep doing that. It'll keep cooking all the raw fish you have, and all the chicken you have until it's done. And it doesn't. You don't need coal. You don't need wood. You don't need anything. It just has to have an open fire underneath it. So it's very useful. And you see how it cooked the chicken, since it's the next thing in line. And
Yes.
you can have 2 different types of things going. So like you can have wheat. Well, okay, this is the problem. I was reading from what I was supposed to be doing from a little manual, but the manual said wheat. It's actually supposed to be flour. Like you have to grind the wheat first, and I'll get into that later in the video. But that's why I put raw wheat, and it didn't really work. Now, the other thing that happens is if you put, like, dung, right? Dung in anything, okay, and scoured leather, you'll get hardened or toughened leather or whatever it's called. I don't know exactly what the name is. I think we'll see it in a second.
Wow.
Pardon me?
Disgusting.
Pardon me?
That's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, well, that's what they actually do. That's what tanners actually do. You use, well, they use different things now. They use more chemicals nowadays, but later on. I'll say so tanned leather. But that's what you do to tan things. And you can make toughened, armor with that tanned leather. But if you put dung on anything else, right, it just basically turns it into spoiled food. And I mean, like, it's not like it's one at a time. It turns everything to spoiled food. And you lose health if you eat that. Yeah, it's not very nice.
Sweet.
And this is what I was talking about. That's flour, right? So flour, if you put it in, it'll make your favorite fruit in the world, Jason. Now, can you guess what your favorite fruit in the world is?
Pizza?
No, that is not your favorite fruit.
Ice cream?
So you're getting closer.
Pizza?
Okay, well, you already said that. It makes donuts! Yay, look at a donut.
Donuts!
And it makes 4 of them. and you can and you can stack them, and you can nom 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 on them. But my hunger bar is full, so I couldn't eat them. That was sad. Anywho, moving right along. It adds more pressure pads to the game, so you know how we already have the wooden and the stone? This adds an obsidian pressure plate. Now, you know how wooden you can... anything basically, like an object will do it? Stone is only humans and animals, right? Oh, I was looking around for an animal, but there are none. But obsidian, like, it only humans. So if a creeper walks by on it, it won't trigger anything that you set up. It only works if you stand on it. So it's kind of useful for keeping mobs out of your house.
Oh
So
yeah.
This nifty thing is amazing. This is a cement bucket. It's actually one of the coolest things of this mod.
Go go go.
Yeah. So essentially, it makes it makes cement, right? So that's it keeps spreading and it makes those annoying gas noises. And eventually, after time, if you leave it alone, it'll dry and it'll turn into smooth stone. And you see how far it's spreading?
Wow, that's like the ultimate grief tool.
Yeah. So you see how it's slowly turning into smooth stone?
Yes.
And like I was just thinking, there's so many uses for this thing. And you'll see one of the failed attempts that I have later on. It's not very nice. But anyways, you see how much space it's taken up?
Wow.
I thought that that quarry over there was also part of mine, but it wasn't. It was just naturally there before. Now this is my attempt to try to use it to quick build a house. So I built a frame, you know, and then I thought, okay, I'll just fill in the corners with cement, and it should work, right?
Yeah.
So it is working perfectly, except that there's those middle parts, and unfortunately, yeah, cement won't like water. If water runs into more water, it'll just go there. It didn't. It actually overflows, and you'll see that in a second, like just like that. So I'm trapped in this house of doom, and I'm kind of getting stuck, and I can't get out because there's rock underneath me, and I'm jumping around, and I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna die in stone, buried by my own creation, and then it gets hard, and I jump out. Kind of anticlimactic, but it's a useful tool if you use it properly, right? I'm not a very worker. Yeah. So the only other thing that cement can do, like, I mean, you can do it for different applications, but the only like physical component is once you put like a redstone current onto the source block, it won't harden. So you can have permanent cement or liquid cement or whatever for as long as you want. And I think, why is this working? Because it's only a redstone torch, and you need a redstone current. So you need like a redstone wire with something running through it. So I tried that again here. There are a lot of these pit holes I just randomly found lying around. When it makes that sound, you know it's working.
It works.
It's amazing. I'm a genius. Yeah.
Can you swim through it?
No,
Like, can you go
kind of
under?
jumps, like you can go in and go, but it kind of gets weird later on. Like you glitch a bit.
Uh-huh.
And you can't, like, if you're even in the middle of it, you can't, all right, so now imagine you're stuck up a tree, okay? And you're like, oh no, I can't jump down because I'll die. And there's no easier way down because I can't put blocks. So look at this nifty invention, the rope. This is also one of the most amazing things. Now you can just attach a rope anywhere and you can just, you know, drop down. Isn't that cool? Ignore all that other stuff on the tree. I had a few failed attempts. But that's pretty amazing, isn't it? And you can climb back, I think. No, I'm not sure. Whatever. Now this is a grindstone, okay? And that's a hand crank. So the more you crank it, it grinds whatever's in the grindstone, right?
Yes.
So
Go. It's a millstone.
yeah, it's a millstone. It's a grindstone millstone. Same thing. So I'm adding wheat into it, right? And I'm whacking it, and I you know, I'm hitting the wooden rod with my hand. If you know what.
Yes. Yes.
And
Oh, there it is.
look, and then their flower pops out. See? Look at that flower. And you can also use hemp.
Weed.
And hemp is just a new type of plant that's added to the game. You can't smoke it. Just putting that out there. You can use it to make rope. Like you can turn it into fibers, and then the fibers can be turned into like sails for the windmill, and it adds a whole new dimension to, you know, crafting. And then you get
The game.
Yeah. So that's the millstone, and now look at this fantastic creation of mine. Look at that. That's a windmill.
Wait, what does it do?
You'll see in a second. You see, so this little windmill with the nice little globe blocks there, the light blocks. And so look, I hooked my windmill up to my grindstone. So now it's powering my millstone instead of me having to hand crank it all the time. Isn't that useful?
Yes.
And you can use it to power a whole different manner of things. Like, you'll see in a second. You'll see a elevator into a shaft that I randomly found beneath my house. So after a few modifications, I've added this. It's an elevator platform, and you can see all the gearboxes I have to hook up, and I've broken my floor and my roof. But anyways, I've managed to hook it up. And what this does is when it has mechanical power running through it, it'll lift the elevator up, and when it doesn't, as you'll see right now, it'll lower it slowly.
Wow.
Yeah, and it uses.
Wait, but then how do you get back up then?
Well, there's a whole different way. Like if the redstone current goes through, it'll stop. But essentially all you'd have to do is you just have to hook up various things to it, and so you have a lever down in your mine shaft.
Mine shaft.
Yeah. Well, anyways, this has been Castaway Gamer TV with the Better Than Wolves mod, Part 1, and Part 2 will be coming out soon. Thanks for watching.